Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. We're back with a new one tonight. We've got the classics, the old school Formula 1, the tubes with wheels as I like to refer to them. It's the Demons Unleashed Classic Formula 1 GT7 League tonight, hosted by DK10 Sim Racing. If you fancy getting involved, get yourself over to Facebook, click the old like buttons on DK10 to go find the DK10 Sim Racing community and sign yourselves up. We've got 9 drivers in the lobby. I think quali's just started. No points obviously to read out to you lot because we're fresh into it tonight, so nothing to tell you in terms of points and scores. T-shirts available and stickers. Hit me up, dartsmoker@googlemail.com. Don't worry, I'm just getting to the stream quickly. I'll read out rules and regs and stuff like that in a second when we get into the lobby. Boom, here we are in the lobby. Evening. How are we all doing? How we all doing? Right. So it is classic old school Formula 1s. Let me just put one screen for you so you can actually see what we're playing with tonight. Boom, those things. Tubes with wheels and an engine and a maniac in it. That's what we're driving tonight. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I don't know how grippy these tyres are going to be at full tilt in the wet, but yeah, that's what we're playing with tonight, these things. Classic tubes with wheels, the old F1 cars. So we are into qualifying, so I'll just get the nonsense on quickly. So, rules and regs. Welcome to the Classic F1 League. Consists of why does it say a 10 or a 15 minute qualifying? There's no time on screen. This will consist of a 10-15 minute qualifying, track depending. 30-minute endurance race with pit stop. The car is the Classic F1. We already know what that is. The tracks are going to be for this series: Brands-Hatch, Catalonia, Spa, Nürburgring GP, Red Bull Ring GP, Monza and Goodwood. Tyres are set at ×3 in terms of tyre wear. You've got to use the racing softs and the mediums, so there is a compulsory pit stop you have to take. Fuel is set at ×4. Pit time set to ×15. I don't know what that is. I assume you can speed up or slow down pit as times, you know, fueling and tyre changes, that sort of stuff, how long it takes you to actually get a bit sideways there for a hatter. Driving aids allowed, ABS and pit assist. Just say traction control on there, but I don't know whether these things would have even known what that is. Pit stop is compulsory. The tyre you qualify on is the tyre you must start the race on. Liveries are yours, but it'd be nice to see Classic F1 liveries, and me as well, thanks. Rules: no push to pass if you force another car off the track. Obviously it's just clean rules basically. Don't be smashing people off. And let's get it on. So hot laps starting to drop then. That's enough of you, Hatter. You've just taken pole for a second, so what did you take that pole on? 130.189. I've turned the sound on, good. Pajonsky in the old school McLaren livery got himself second, 131.0. I say second. I've had some changes. Treviso's just come through to set a new fastest 1:23.8, so 1:29.8. Does that stay on the side of his VTEC? Just kicked in, yo, and then on the back it says my VTEC goes blah. Okay. Oh. Someone parked up, enjoying the view. Treviso on that top spot for the time being. Hattelad in second then. DDR off skis. 30.9. Have I come off skis? I've seen you before. Maybe under a different off skis title. Maybe. Third place for him, 130.9. What are you driving? You are in Honda. They are admittedly all the same car, but it's nice just to see the different liveries. Bajonski then in fourth. Stays in fourth just as he crosses the line. Then 131.041 for him in that McLaren. 18.05. Oh, that's the wrong side. What's he in? What's he got? He's got Thatcher's on the side. Shell V-Power, but he's currently 6th. 132.3. Oh, Waldy's just come through. He's taken 5th then. 131.6. Pushes 18.05 down to 6th currently. Dazzler in 7th. Matt Black Goodyear livery on his. 141.3. Janio in a Honda. Honda Tube with a penalty, unfortunately. Currently in 8th with a 146.2. And lobby host Chalky in. Oh, he just moves up into 6th as he crosses the line. Is that right? 131.9. Yes, it is. So fun to drive then, by the looks of it, these things. Getting a little bit loose in the turns, the grip. I don't know whether it stays the same. You know, you would expect the older cars to have less grip than modern tyres. The suspension wouldn't be as active and work right as well, but are they using modern components? You know, it would be nice to see it classic where they're drifting on a little set of skinnies, wouldn't it? Hatter getting a little sneaky toe down the straight. Dips a couple of tyres. Oh, Bajonski has managed to get it back on track. Where's he gone? He has managed to get on track. Dirty tyres though, just carrying a little bit too much speed round turn 1 there. So Hatter back on pole then, 129.3. Again, could be a 10-minute qualifier, could be a 15-minute qualifier. I'm just reading what it says on the tin. Look, I'm just reading what it says on the tin. Not able to regain that pole at the minute. 7 minutes gone in this possible 10-minute qualifier. Bajonski holding 3rd. Was that you, Treviso? Yeah, almost going wide as well through turn 1. These drivers pushing it through that first turn. It is tricky as well. Just waiting to grab those tyres and drag you into that sand. Chalky, oh, there you go. Different corner, but same effect. Chalky then comes through. Was 6th the last time we checked up on him. Just throws himself into 3rd position on the grid. 130.4. Good time from him. Bajonski kicking up the muck again, pushing this little F1 thing. Let's see what it says in terms of the car itself when we go drop back into the main lobby. If we do, hopefully we get a little break in between qualifying and the race. So can anyone unseat Hatter then? He's now fastest by 0.8 of a second. Treviso had tried to take that one off him. Let me just have a naff of coffee. Did we look at your livery, Hatter? Did we look at your livery? Oh, I think we did. Honda, I believe. Lucky Strike. We've looked at it now. There you go. Oh, they are still a little bit twitchy. So again, they do have to use softs and mediums. There is a compulsory pit stop in the race, so they do have to take that pit stop. They do have to swap whatever the tyres are from softs to mediums, mediums to softs, or whatever, and whichever tyre they qualify on, they have to start the race on. So Hatter currently on the softs, so he should start the race on the softs. Treviso as well on the softs. Chalky's just dropped himself on the pits, currently on the softs. Johnski softs, why wouldn't you go for softs on the qualifying? You wouldn't want the best advantage, wouldn't you? Janio firing himself past, who's that? He's just gone past, is that off skis? Oh no, Baldy. DMK Dazzler 67 in 7th. Was he on the softs as well? Yeah, everybody on the softs. Baldy on the softs. 1805 on the softs. Again, why wouldn't you in qualifying? So 10 seconds of a possible 10-minute qualifying. Could be 15. Again, it did say track dependent, but I don't know what that dependence on. Not a lot to them. It's not letting me look down. It's going to make me. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. It just makes me look in reverse. Oh, some off-road in there from Hatter. So it is a 10-minute qualifying. Then it has just popped up on screen as final lap. So once it hit that 10-minute mark, that is it, done and dusted. So one or two drivers just parked up before the line. Hatter coming up to finish that one, then stays on pole for the time being, but we've got other drivers still out on track. Yeah, full tilt for Chalky, full tilt for Treviso. Anybody else rolling slowly? But Johnski just crossing the line, stays 4th, unable to better that time. Off-skis finished. 5th place for him, unless anybody else can come through and push him down a position. Janio in 6th. Dazzler 7th. Aldi backwards in 8th. And 1805 in 9th. So still a couple of drivers out on track. Treviso stays 2nd. Chalky still out pushing. Corners coming up for him. Let's see if he can unseat a Treviso or a Hatter. Full throttled it down there to rev limiter. Slowing down a little bit. Should have. Oh, but that's that lap thrown in the bin. Backwards then. Okay, so it is the. What car is it? The RA27265. There you go. It says it. Over there. Right over there. Where the names are. Where the people's names are. It says it. Okay, let's have a look at those qualifying results. There it is. Hatter on that top spot. Treviso 2nd. Chalky in 3rd. Johnski 4th. Off-skis in 5th. Janio 6th. Dazzler 7th. Waldy in 8th. 1805. Paced himself in 9th. So, not much of a break then between qualifying and the race. Straight in. Leave it on PlayStation. At PlayStation. At Gran Turismo 7. Okay, Classic F1 round 1 just about to start live here from Brands Hatch. 30-minute endurance coming up. Mandatory pit stop to be taken. Everybody out on the soft. Slow driver at the back. That's 1805 left, I think, in the dirt. Hatter and Treviso already battling it out for the lead. Treviso getting a scoop up the inside through turn 1. Can Hatter carry the speed up and around the outside at Druids? Having to give each other room through there. Oh, got to be careful as well. Touching wheels could cause absolute calamity. I don't know what the physics are like on that one. Right in the slipstream, if they've even got any of that. So they've obviously got a little bit of slipstream. There's obviously very little aero going on. Look at this Hatter already pressing back for that lead. Chalky keeping himself right involved as well. Treviso up front have to go a little bit defensive into, what is this one, Westfield. Oh, side by side again. Chalky just looking for a way through. Genio in, oh, I was going to say Genio was in fourth, but Jonski just comes through to take that position off him. Jonski fourth, then Genio in fifth. Ofski's sixth. Sheen, oh, Jonski, oh no, no, who's that? Genio, he's stuck wheels on the grass. Oof, gets himself across track just in front of DMK Dazzler, and this thing struggling to get grip. All the way down in ninth, long way to go then back for Genio early on as well. That's not what you want to happen. So Treviso holds that lead. Hatter still second. Chalky's fallen off the back a little bit, still getting a little bit of a toe though. If he loses that toe, I think he'll slowly fall into the hands of Bajonski and Ofskis behind him. So Bajonski lucky then. I did see him get a little bit wobbly on through Sheen. Managed to hold on to it. Chasing him down then in fifth. Waldy being hunted by 18.05 at the minute in seventh. Sixth and seventh. Dazzler a little off the pace at the minute, just 2.3 seconds down. I'm sure when he saw Genio come across track in front of him, that probably made him let off the throttle at least. Might have slowed him down a little bit. Genio just getting himself back up to pace, trying to catch up with the field. Just got to be careful, he's pressing. Okay, I think these two have broken the toe then from Chalky, Treviso and Hatter. Now 1.7 seconds. Get back to Chalky. Jonski slowly closing up on that as well. Again, it won't be long before he's in the toe range of Chalky. With Bajonski as we look at try and close that gap up. Going for a different line through Druids there. Feathering the throttle, Bajonski. Bringing that gap down a little bit. It's yo-yoing a little. On his tail. Still just outside of that slipstream range for Chalky. Top two still bumper to bumper though. A little bit of contact between the two. Doesn't look to be too dramatic when they touch. Bit. It should be able to keep Treviso in his sights. So there you go then, just round to start lap 4. It is Treviso leading, Hatterlad still right on his tail. Oh, Waldy's left the room. What's happened? Waldy. Is he spinning around? Have I missed him spinning around? Disconnect. Chalky holding third, but Bajonski is all over the back of him at the minute. Oh, that looks way less than 0.7 of a second between those two. Skis. Oh no, Chalky, he pressed too hard. Oh, that's just given Bajonski and Ofski's that position off him, those positions off him. He's under threat from a Dazzler and an 18.05 here. He's got dirty tyres on board as well. They should be clean by the time he hits this next turn, which is let me remind myself up there through there, Hawthorns and Westfield. I get those two confused. chaos, look. Just waiting to happen. Just waiting to happen. Sorry, Chalky, we caught that one as well. That corner's the dreaded one. It just absolutely sends you out to the left-hand side on the outside, and once the wheels are on the grass, it's pretty much impossible to get it back because you're absolutely on it. So another position lost then for Chalky. Janio, the only man behind him now. Somebody to chase down. Look at these two still absolutely bumper to bumper. Let's just get on board with Treviso. Let's see, very close in the mirrors is that man Hatter. The old Hondas then, aren't they? Yeah, it says on their steering wheel there. Look. Classic F1. Still filling those mirrors, Hatter. And that's stabbing the throttle a few times just to keep that thing pushed around the corner. Oh, Hatter gets a bit of a drift on, keeps the power on though. Tyres not looking too bad at all. A bit of a lean on them when they go around the corners. So in chase cam mode then for Hatter as he tries to get the position back off of Treviso. Just off the line. Tyres just starting to show a little bit of wear as well now. See how that affects them later on. Johnski then into third position. Oski's into fourth. That gap opened up between those two as well. Dazzler in fifth. 18.05 in sixth. Chalky in seventh. Janio in eighth. And we have had Waldy leave the room. Again, not sure why. I don't know whether it was intentional or whether it was a disconnect. We do seem to still have issues with disconnects and things like that with this game. A few years down the line, you would expect it to be better, wouldn't you? So, 8.5 minutes in, these two have been locked to it since word go. Treviso managed to get the jump on Hatter into turn one. Debris on track as well, a couple of chunks actually. Pushing it through there, Treviso, a couple of wheels on the grass. Doesn't seem to slow him down much though. Still just 0.6 of a second between them. Great drive from the pair of them. Johnski a long way down though in third, 7.3 seconds. Everybody on the soft tyre for the first stint. There is a compulsory pit stop in this one. So everybody having to take that pit stop. Everybody having to drop the medium tyre on as well. Dazzler, a little bit wide through there. Yeah, you need to stay out really late in turn one. Absolutely horrible corner. Over the top of Pilgrim's Druids. Unfortunately, having a couple of big mistakes, losing a few positions. Dropped himself, qualified third, stayed in third, managed to hang on to those top two. Dropped back a little bit. Just came under a bit of pressure from Janio. Unfortunately, dipped a wheel on the grass and spun himself round. And then a few seconds later, just as we catch him getting back on track, we catch him getting it sideways through machine curve as well, so unfortunately Chalky drops himself to 7th. Janio chasing him down at the minute, 3.1 seconds behind him. 10.5 minutes into round one here then. Treviso and Hatter still pretty close, 3/4 of a second. Treviso just squeezing a little 10th here or there. Yo-yoing a little bit. 6.6 between Hatter and Treviso. A lot of liberties taken around that corner as well. Carry a lot of yourself off track and not gain penalty or anything like that. Treviso just squeezes another tenth or two out of Hatter. Is Hatter able to get that back? Can Treviso squeeze another tenth or two and actually break the toe between himself and Hatter? Again, it's opening up a little bit. Comes straight back down though. About 0.8, 0.9 through there. Needs another tenth. Pajonski having a little race all on his own at the minute, just putting in qualifying laps on a set of semi-worn softs. Plenty of life left in those yet though. Dazzler again having a little bit of a lonely one. 9 seconds behind Pajonski, 6 seconds in front of Chalky. Okay, so 18.05 and off skis have been overtaken. Chalky gets himself back into 5th position in this race. 18.05, 6th then. Tyre may be catching them out. Janio's managed to make his way up into 7th. And off skis a long way off the back now. 6.6 seconds. 13 minutes in. Toe has been broken. That opens to 1.3 seconds between Treviso and Hatter. That's that's big enough to definitely drop that toe. Oh, look at them carrying the speed right across that line on the outside. Nerves of steel. 1.3 seconds then between them. Just been threatening to open up between those two. Treviso's finally broken the toe. Hatter's got his work cut out then to try and close that gap up. Far enough in front of Pajonski. Shouldn't need to worry about him just yet at least. We'll see though, can Pajonski make that gap smaller? Now Hatterlad hasn't got a toe from that car in front. Have I got any coffee left? Oh, the coldest of cold swigs. It's going to be grim. It's got enough sugary stuff in it to be alright. Off skis, drops himself in the pits now then. Comes out a set of mediums. So just about at the halfway point, he drops those softs off. Sticks on a set of mediums, running till the end then. Plenty of fuel on board, not going to worry about that. Treviso back up front, opens that gap up a little bit more. What are the lap times looking out like? 129, 130, 129, 129, 129, 128, 129. So still carrying good speed on those semi-worn softs then. Jump to Hatter. He's still been putting in the 129s, but there's been, I was going to just about to say there's been a couple where he's done little things like that, but that is an absolute trauma for his campaign to take the lead. Dirty tyres, he's going to have to scrub that off pretty quickly. Should be clean by the time he gets here pretty much. But look at the gap, massive now, massive, 10.5 seconds. Pajonski must have seen that happening and thought, oh, where's all that time gone? Oh, Hatter, what a shame. A little, again, he was just falling off the back of Treviso, but it could have all come back, you know, the different tyre could have made all the difference after the stint. So out on his own now then, Treviso, 10.5 seconds lead. Hawthorns into Westfield. He's now just got to keep doing the same thing over and over. No mistakes from him. Still 5.5 seconds back to Bajonski though for Hatter, so still pretty safe at the minute. If he can keep opening that gap up as well, we'll see. Dazzler 9.5 seconds behind Bajonski in 4th. Big gaps here then at Brands Hatch. Chalky in that 5th position, 3.2 seconds behind Dazzler. In no direct position to attack, but there he is, close enough to give him a little bit of a taste. Oh no, Janio goes through Westfield a bit quick, carries the speed on the way out, onto the grass he goes. 18.05 goes through. Then first man out on the medium tyres. What's he putting in lap times? He's putting in 1:35, but I don't think that's quite right. Or is it? Oh, that's his out lap, was it? Let's see what this one is. 1:23 at the minute. Okay, 1:33.1 then for him. Still out on these semi-worn softs. Again, Treviso still sticking in decent times. A couple of 1:28s in there as well on those semi-worns. Majority 1:29s. Just starting to lose a little bit of time then. 1:29.3. Stays out again. Bypasses that pit entrance. Hatterlad has made up a second on him though. Gets it down to 9.5 seconds. 12 minutes left of round 1. Bajonski falls off the back of Hatter. So that gap from 5.5 goes to 8.5. So Hatter's still got the pace then. Dazzler, where's the camera going? Still on those softs, as is Chalky behind him. That gap opened up a little bit, 2.6 seconds. Still within chase distance really for Chalky. A tiny little mistake here or there from Dazzler could allow him to get himself into tow range at least. Janio makes up that position he lost to 18.05. And off skis then after his pit. Look at that, absolutely no wear on those at the minute. 9 seconds behind 18.05. Interesting to see where he drops himself into the field once they all start pitting. Spitting bullets, I can imagine. Probably calmed down a little bit, but yeah, getting a little bit angry after binning it. Slowly bringing that time down to Treviso. It was 10.5. He made up a second in the last couple of laps, but now he's pulled a 10th or 2 as well. Bajonski not pits. Dazzler. Too far across the pit, as is Chalky. Janio still on those semi-worn softs. Let's see, it's just the last 3. Let's see if they pit this lap. Again, the soft's not looking too bad. You could probably do the whole race on those, but it is mandatory pit stop. Janio stays out. 18.05 stays out. Off skis has already pit, so yeah, still just off skis then. Treviso's just nipped in a little 1:30.0 then. That might be the trigger. That might have been what he was waiting for. Just, you know, if I hit the 1:30s coming in, oh, who's off track? See anybody? Come come on. Okay, Treviso in this lap. Yeah, I think that was the trigger then. That 1:30 lap. Pit crew coming out to take charge of that one. Hatter decides he's going to overtake. Let's get that view changed. So into the lead of the race then. There is Treviso right behind him though in the pits. Coming out on those fresh medium tyres. Hatter yet to stop then. Pajonski stays out for another lap. Dazzler stays out for another lap. Chalky's decided to come in this lap. Janio towards the pit entrance. Does he, doesn't he? Stays out. 18:05, last man. Again, stays out. Oski's already pit. So Hatter still maybe carrying a little bit more speed, is he, than Treviso? It's all going to swap again when they head into the pits, or when Hatter has to drop himself in the pits. Still big gaps to Pajonski. He's got to throw himself in the pits anyway. Dazzler yet to pit. Chalky back out on those mediums. Stays fifth. 12 seconds behind Dazzler. Be interesting, that will. Be interesting. What's the pit time looking like? Extra 8 seconds, is it? This is an outlap, so we'll see. A little bit squirrely through there. We'll just see what sort of time he puts in on the outlap as well. But we'll sort of combine those two times and get a guesstimate. So he's putting in 130s. It's 138 on that first top red lap. We'll just see what this one is. Pajonski in this lap as well. Clean lap as well for Chalky. So boom. So a 138 and a 134. So to put him about 12, yeah, about 12 seconds. Put him about 12 seconds. So we could potentially get Dazzler. But it is Hatter still leading this race, but he has got to pit. We are nearly 24 minutes into this 30-minute race. And he's got to stick those tyres on at some point. I don't know if there's a limit on how many laps you have to do on them or anything like that, or whether you just have to smash them on. You lose that time running into the pits, you lose that time coming out. Currently 4 seconds lead over Treviso. Stays out for another lap here then Hatter. I don't know, Hatter, you know, it's a brave effort, but there's no way you're going to be able to pull 12 seconds on Treviso. Get in the pits, get a set of tyres, back out, and then defeat him. Don't think that's on the cards, not with the amount of time we've got left on the race timer. Dazzler in the pits this lap then. Pajonski goes through to retake that third position. Here comes Chalky. Dazzler just exited in the pits in front of him there. There is Dazzler. He's just had to run slow into turn one. Chalky maybe carries a bit too much speed through there as well. Maybe getting a little overexcited just seeing Dazzler come out of the pit. So it could be on between these two again then, just 1.8 seconds between them. I know it's only 5 minutes left, but they'll still be pressing here. Janio then in 6th, still not stopped either. 18:05 has stopped. Medium tyres on for him now. Oski's in 8th. Hatter still not stopped. Driving himself off-road, still holding 5 seconds over Treviso, but again, I just don't think you're going to be able to make up that 12 seconds and get those tyres on. I mean, it's a valiant effort, I think. Is he going to finish the race in the pits? Is that what Hatter's going to do? Is he going to come in on that final lap, stick, and then pow as he leaves the pits and crosses the line? That's it, race over. That's the strat all along. Gap still widening. Kaczynski in third, 24 seconds off the back of Treviso though. Dazzler back out the pits in in fourth position. Oh, Janio's. Oh no, Chalky. Fresh set of tyres have caught him out. The chase down for Dazzler has cost him. Oh, what's it cost him? Oh, wow, 6, maybe 7 or 8 seconds. He was only 1.7 seconds, 1.8 behind Dazzler. He's now 2.3 behind Janio. Janio 6.6 seconds behind Dazzler. Getting caught out by those slightly less grippy medium tyres than Chalky, I think. 18.05. 30 seconds behind him. Off-skis just 7.5 seconds back. It's 27 minutes into race 1 here. Oh, it's round 1, sorry. It's only 1 race tonight. Might be Hatton in the pits now then. 27 minutes. He's got 5.5 seconds lead over Treviso. Here he comes around that last turn. Hatton released. It's going to be a long way down. It's going to be on that slower tyre. They will be fresher, but there's hardly any wear on the ones Treviso's got on his car versus Hatter's. Just have to settle for second place here, Hatter. Actually only lose about 9 seconds, Hatter. Maybe gain a few tenths that we didn't notice just before he hit the pit entrance. He's only 4.8 seconds behind him, but again, we are 28 minutes into this 30-minute race. Kaczynski in third, Dazzler in fourth, Chalky back into fifth, Janio back in the pits. Getting rid of those softs now. Oh, sorry, Janio in the pits. He's not back in the pits. Medium's on for him then. Pretty much last lap and a bit for him. Off-skis into seventh. He has managed to get his way past 18.05. Just carrying that little bit of extra speed, just used to those tyres a little bit more, I think, off-skis. That, unfortunately, is going to be as far as he gets in terms of positions. Changed his tyres pretty much at the halfway point, possibly a little bit early, looking at everybody else's strategy. So Treviso crossing the line then, 28 minutes and 45 seconds, 1 minute 30 laps going. That will mean last lap. Hatter bringing that time down, but again 4 seconds, hard push in this final lap. Kaczynski out on his own, under no threat from anybody unless he spins himself off track. Dazzler, same thing, 8-9 seconds either side for him. Chalky 7 seconds in front of Janio now, so again should be good. 32 seconds in front of off-skis and 18.05. Trying to pile the pressure on, but I think this is going to be too little too late here for everybody now, as we 30 seconds left on the race clock. Should be last lap. Westfield then down towards Sheen. This is the one that's caught a few drivers out. You can see by the detritus left on track. So that is it, 30 minutes done. Final lap pops up on screen. A couple of drivers are going to cross the line in front of Treviso. It is going to be off-skis in 18.05. Is Treviso that takes the win here in round 1. Hatterlad, brave effort, but second place for him. Got taken at off the line as well. What a shame. Kaczynski in third. He's still got corners to go. He couldn't throw it in the gravel pit here. Cat, evening. Sorry if I've not looked at the chat. I've been watching the racing. Sorry if I've not been looking at the chat. I don't know what time you posted that. Doesn't tell me directly. Kaczynski then taking that third position. Dazzler coming home for fourth. Chalky pressed too hard once or twice too often. And that little car was backwards a couple of times. He's done all right though, you know, he qualified third, chasing down the top two, had one or two little incidents, dropped himself down to 7th or 8th, I think, maybe 8th before Waldy left. Slowly but surely clawed his way back up the field, had a couple more spins and then got himself back up to 5th, so well played. Chalky Janio taking that 6th, then Offski's 7th and 1805 in 8th. And we did lose a Waldy. I don't know what happened to Waldy. Waldy left. I don't know whether Waldy got sent. I don't know whether Waldy sent himself or whether Waldy's internet sent him. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Treviso, evening. What happened to Waldy? Anyone know? Anyone in a chat that heard anything from him? Did somebody see him getting sent into oblivion in a sand trap, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, just halfway through. Boink, Waldo has left the room. Okay. But there it is. Round 1. Done. Dusted. Back the same time, same place next week. No racing on Thursday this week. We're taking a break due to the Easter holidays. So the P1 boys who have been racing with a big pile of HKRT Greek racing team, a racing group on Facebook. They've got an Orthodox Easter holiday, so they take all the time off. They don't do stuff. So they're like, no, we're not racing. And we've said, fair enough. Okay, well, if you're not racing, we're not racing. And they're like, no, you've got to carry on racing. And we're like, no, so we're not. So that is, as we get oofed out of the lobby. So no racing Thursday. We are still going to be racing on Sunday, as far as I'm aware. So the GT500 is the GR3 GT500 or Super GTs, whatever you want to call them, is still running on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And then we'll be back for the next round of this. Cataluna, I believe. Catalunya, let me say it right. Yes, Catalunya next week. Followed by Spa, followed by Nürburgring GP. Make that Nordschleife. Make that Nordschleife. Then Red Bull Ring GP, and then Monza, and then Goodwood. That's what we've got lined up in terms of races for these little tubes with wheels. That's what we've got. So that is going to be it from me tonight. It seems like quite an early finish, to be perfectly honest with you. 9:15, 9:20. But there you go. That's what it is. But yeah, that's what we've got coming up. So no racing Thursday. Back on Sunday for the Super GTs. And then same time, same place next week for the next round of this at Catalunya. Come and join us then. Outside of that, people, I think you all know what you need to do. Like, subscribe, chuck a comment in if you haven't. Yes, Nords. Yes, Nords. Yes, Nords. Treviso. That's what I think to Nords. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Drop a comment in which Treviso's going, no, you're typing wildly now, and hopefully I can shut the stream off before he gets a word in and screams and shouts and says, no, Nords anymore. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Like, subscribe, that sort of stuff. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.